Say hey everybody, Golfhouse here, and welcome back to Mostly Harmless. When last we spoke, we built ourselves a tunnel in the end, all the way out from the big island, and got ourselves at least the beginnings of our ender farm. Now, since we last spoke, Laura Ellen has gone through and built us a nice tunnel. She got started with the water. You can hear the water overhead. I finished that up. And then I've also kind of fleshed this out a little bit out in here. It's nothing too fancy yet, but we've got some room to decorate a little bit. I went ahead and I kind of extended our platform out here. I put a placeholder down for an enchanting table and some bookshelves. There's room over here for 2 double chests, room over here for 2 more. Now, in order to make this work, I had to do some things. I had to go in and put off the particles here, because otherwise it looks like this, and it looks pretty awful. I didn't have the time or the resources to try to build a ceiling that didn't drip, so I figured I would just do it this way. And now I'm going to go back to the point where I can't figure out where all that is. There we go. I'm also going to go ahead and turn off some of this sound. Let's see. Blocks? Is that it? Yeah, let's turn that way down. We want to hear the water a little bit, but not very much. So yeah, there's water all along this tunnel and all along the ceiling, which means that we don't have to worry about Endermen spawning there. So I think really the only thing that we have left to do is to get this thing going. Now, in order to do that, I'm going to have to get back up to the top of this, and let's see if I can get this done right. Nope, wrong. I want this to be kind of in the center. So I've got 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. Perfect. So now I just need to pillar up, and I will see you up there. Okay, so we've made ourselves back up to the nether roof, and if we peek over here, we can see all of that water. Now, if I come over here, I don't think we're out far enough to see the platform with all the water coming off of it. You know, you can just see the very tip of it there. But believe me, it's there. So now the next thing that we need to do is we need to build ourselves a little slab platform here. And we need to build it out in such a way that we're going to end up giving these Endermen only one, well, actually we're going to give them 2 ways to get down, this way and then that way over there. So now we just need to make sure that they can't get over the top here. We're going to do that by building a 2.5 high kind of pillory bit right there, right there. You know what, actually I think we can go a little bit better than that. Because of this slab, we can stick it, okay, so 1, 2, 3. If I put another one there and then bring the slabs over, will they be able to get through that? I don't think so. That should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. They will be unable to get across that way. And now I guess all I have to do is fill out this little blockade here, and that's going to look a little bit like that. Okay, so we've got the platform in place. Let's go ahead and eat a little bit. Running a little low on food, so we need to be a little bit cautious here about how we move around. So now the next thing that I need to do is to get a minecart onto this block uh, with a with an endermite in it, and that endermite is going to be named. Now I've got a name tag up here, and I racked my brain coming up with potential names for our little endermite friend here, and I figured since E020 the Yellow was so kind enough to come on the server and help us defeat the Ender Dragon and make all this possible, we would name the endermite after her. So our name tag is E020 the Purple. Now, we have to get an endermite out here in the first place. And the best way to do that, there's a couple of different ways that you can do that. You can throw a bunch of ender pearls around, but as you can see, I've only got 9 of them. Let's go ahead and put this cheap armor back on, because we're probably going to need it pretty soon. I only have 9 of those, though, and they don't spawn super often when you throw ender pearls around. So the best way that I know of to get endermites is to get endermen. So let's go ahead and take out these torches. That should cause endermen to start spawning out here. And then we can get this started. The torches are out of the way, darkness has fallen on this little bit of the end, and as you can see, we've got more endermen than we can shake a stick at. So we need to get these guys to start teleporting, but we don't want to do it in such a way that they get angry at us, because we're going to die very quickly if that happens. So I think the best way to do that is to start throwing some snowballs at them. Now when we do that, you see they teleport, but they don't get angry because we're not looking at them. So let's do this a little bit. And eventually, we're going to get us an endermite. Now when that happens, the endermite is going to come after us. We have to very quickly name it, put down some rail. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and put some rail bits down now, just so that we have it in place to trap the endermite once one shows up. So let's just keep doing this, and eventually we're gonna get one. Okay, so I've made it back. I've got a little bit more food. I've collected some ender pearls and no snowballs, because while I was out there collecting things, I did some research, and it turns out that the whole snowball at the enderman trick, yeah, that doesn't work anymore. Apparently the endermites do not spawn when endermen teleport. That was snapshot stuff, not things that actually occur in 1.8. So the only thing that there is left to do is to do the ender pearl thing and hope for the best. Now the problem is that every time that you use an ender pearl, it's going to take away some health. So I've got to be pretty cognizant of that and make sure that I'm not doing this too quickly. So this may be a prime opportunity to go a little bit fast here for you guys, because this is going to get pretty boring for you pretty quick. Alright guys, well this has been a bit of a bust. We've gone through pretty much all of our ender pearls and still no endermites. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go ahead, because I'm going to need to pick up a few more. Actually, I don't want to do these right at the edge. This is a waste of torches. I am going to go and collect more ender pearls the old-fashioned way, by going out there and kind of hunting them down. Yeah, this is going to take a while, I think. So I'm going to light this back up. Since we don't have to worry about getting endermites directly from the enderman, we can light this back up, and then when we go back to, or when we come back with all of our ender pearls, these guys won't be here, and it should be easier for us to work. So let me go ahead and hopefully stock back up on ender pearls, and then we'll come back. Okay, so I'm back up on top of the end. The torches are in place. The endermen are all gone, and I'm sitting on 2 stacks 3 of ender pearls. So let's just let's get to tossing these around and see if we can make something happen. Finally. Come on, guy. I see you. Okay. It's Yopi the Purple. Now let's try to get you into a minecart. Okay, yeah, hit me. Oh. Come on. Get in there. There we go. Sorry for getting a little quiet there, but I hope you understand my reasons. Okay, so let's go ahead and get him into place. Let's go ahead and eat a little bit more, because he can hit us through the minecart, so we gotta... Oh, come on. Seriously? Can I get a minecart underneath? There we go. He's going the wrong way, but can I get him to push the cart? Maybe not. Okay. So let's do a kind of running start. Come on, get... Ah. Yeah, he's laughing at me. Alright, well, I'm going to go ahead and try to nudge him into a decent position, and we'll be back. Okay, well, I think that worked out pretty well. Let's go ahead and get up the track here. And let's just nudge you a little bit closer so we can stick this slab down. Okay, so now we're in a position. The Enderman will not be able to get to him from there. It's kind of weird that you can't see the name tag while the little critter is in the cart. But rest assured, it's there. Okay, so now what we need to do is get these guys out. And we need to go trapdoor there, and eventually trapdoor there. But I've got my little escape hatch there so that I can get out. So let's do that, and then we'll put a fence post there and a fence post there. Now what that should do, let's go ahead and break this one just so that I don't forget. Now what that should do is trick the Endermen into thinking that they can get to this guy. They will determine that the only way they can do that is to come through here, and when they do, it's pretty much curtains for them. So I guess now is the time for the big proving run. Let's go ahead and pop out our torches, spawn some Endermen, and then get out of the way. Alright, night has fallen once again, and I think it's time to get out of here. Now these Endermen are not aggressive towards that Endermite, mainly because I am still up here. Oh! No, 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 don't do that. For the love of God, don't do that. Let's get you back into position. a little bit more. Better. Okay, so got to be a little bit careful with how we get down here. We don't want to nudge that that minecart. Can I get on this? I can. Let's be super careful here. Excellent. We go down one more, I believe. Oh, look at that. We've moved out of the way, and now the Endermen are already getting angry. So as we move down away from the top there, we should only see the number of falling Endermen start to pick up. And okay, well, I've got one more pickaxe. It's got 5 durability left on it. Oh lorsh, man. Okay, so I've got the sticks, I've got the stone, but I don't have the crafting bench. So I'm gonna have to do this the old-fashioned way. What is it about me and being in the end without the appropriate number of pickaxes? Seriously, Yopi and I had this exact same problem when we fought the Ender Dragon. Alright, well, I'm gonna go ahead and slowly dig my way down, and then eventually we'll make it to the bottom and we'll be able to reap the rewards of our little system here. Okay, so we've made it back down to the bottom, and we've got a fair number of Endermen coming down. I'm not really seeing the kinds of rates that I was expecting, and I'm not really sure why. I'll have to do a little bit of investigation and see if I can figure out why they're not falling down at quite the rate that I was expecting. We've also got a problem here with the ender pearls. They are not... I'm clearly not doing that right. I'm not picking them up as the Endermen are dropping them, so I've had to kind of break in and pick them up. That's not what we want to do, so I'm gonna have to go make some hoppers and lead them into a chest over here. I think that's going to be the next task here. But regardless, even though the rates aren't quite what I want them to be, and we still have to get a delivery system for these ender pearls, at least we can say that the ender farm is mostly done. Now it's just a matter of optimizing it. Alright, so I went out to the overworld and I got some work done. I've got my enchanting table. I've got my 16 bookshelves. I know we only need 15 of them, but symmetry, I needs it. So we can go ahead and break this out, put this back in place, and then let's go ahead and put these guys into place. Now I would go ahead and enchant something, but I didn't bring any lapis with me, so that was a bit of a failure on my part. I do like to break in our new enchanting tables, and yeah, okay. So I had given some thought at some point to kind of opening this up into kind of a glass kind of thing so you could see the water coming out, but it wasn't going to work out with the enchanting table placement. So I decided to skip it. We've got plenty of views of the water. So let's just make sure that it works. We'll stick this in here, and yes, a 30 level enchant is available to us. Now you can see that I've been doing some work. I'm up to 49 levels, just shy of 50, and you may have noticed that I have my sounds all the way down. There's a reason for that, because if I come up here and turn this up just a smidge, we'll turn these guys up a smidge too. If I turn around, oh yeah, we've gone ahead. I've gotten the I've gotten the farm optimized. I figured out what the problem was, so now we can just kind of come through here, and pretty much as soon as we hit an Enderman, more fall down. You can see them starting to fall in. These guys are incredibly loud. Let's do that. Better. Okay, so yeah, I've optimized the farm. It turned out that, well, you know what? I think I have the ability to game mode 3 this. Let's just take a look. If we come up here, you will see that this guy is up a little bit higher now. He was 1/2 block lower. You can see I've got a half slab right there. He was down there, and as a result, the Enderman could only see him if they were like on this side of the farm or over here. If they were out over here, because he was 1/2 block too low, they didn't see him and they didn't come over. So I managed to get back up here. I kind of ender pearled my way up and figured out how to do that without dying, which was pretty impressive. And yeah, so we kind of got him out and back in and half slabbed up. So that's all looking pretty good now, especially with these guys. So let's see if I can do this without killing myself in suffocation damage. Okay, there we are, back to the real world. But now we can just kind of go after these guys at our leisure, and they fill back up pretty much instantly. So you can see I'm already up to 51.5. We can probably go to about there, and then all of this extra XP will get us the rest of the way. Okay, and there usually ends up being some kind of straggler XPs around here. Yep. I've also gone ahead and I've put down hoppers underneath the Endermen that move into this chest. And as you can see, I'm going to go ahead and take that one down here. Ender pearls are now a thing on Mostly Harmless. We're going to be able to zip around as much as we want. We can enchant incredibly easy, put a couple levels on something, and then just come over here and grab a few more, and then and go back. So look at us, we're a fancy schmancy server now. Well, our adventure in the end was fun, but I'm certainly glad to be back in the overworld where things are a little bit more colorful. So let's go ahead. We can divest ourselves of this kind of cheap gear. That's not even where it goes. I'm just kind of sticking it there for now. We can get the pumped up kicks back out, our brand new diamond gear that we enchanted with our winnings from killing the Ender Dragon, and now we're looking pretty spiffy again. So let's come back. We'll get the sharp hotness out. Where do I have? I've got a Unbreaking 3 pick. I think I've got my other. Yeah, I've got my good picks there. We'll hold on to those. This will be a work pick for right now. Go ahead and get these guys. This guy. We can finally kind of return to normal around here on the Mostly Harmless server, and that's a good thing because we've got news on the server. There are actually 4 new members on Mostly Harmless, and I'm super excited about it, and I'm trying very hard to walk a certain way because I don't want to spoil anything that any of them have done. But yeah, we've got some new members. Now, one of them is kind of the older of the new members. She's been on for a little bit. She's put out a video already. Her name is Stress Monster, and I don't think I'm spoiling anything by actually going over to where she's building. She's coming over here to where this weird little overhang is back over here. We need to get a road or something going up here to to make this more accessible. Looks like we need to do some work on the trees too. But she is going to be over here. You see that big hole in the overhang there? That used to be land, and I think that Stress Monster has kind of carved that out a little bit. I think that's going to be one of her builds, but she wanted to build on top of that, so everything's good there. We also have 2 new members that have made it onto the server. Tiger Sprit, and if once you get to know her, you'll understand why I call her that. Tiger is going to be on. She has actually put out a video as well, starring a very dapper looking guest star. Not saying who kind of gave her a tour of the place and kind of showed her around. We also have an Australian, Angry Gorilla is his name, and he is on the server. He's done a little bit of building, I believe. He hasn't made any videos yet because he's waiting for a computer that will allow him to Minecraft and video record at the same time. But he's been on doing a little bit of building. Super excited to have him on. And then just today, we're bringing on another young lady by the name of Nexira. In fact, she's not even whitelisted on the server yet. That's going to be the next thing that I do once I log off today. So 4 new members, lots of exciting new videos coming your way, and more fun people for us to hang out with here on Mostly Harmless. I hope you'll check them out. I hope you've also enjoyed our video where we got ourselves an ender farm going and have now made ourselves into a bit of a professional server. If you liked the video, go ahead. Oh, I have lost the ability to sprint. And now I've gotten it back. If you've liked this video, go ahead and click the like button. If you've really liked it, go ahead and click the subscribe button. And if me derping around on Mostly Harmless makes you feel better about your Minecraft experience, stalk me on social media, because I'm darn near everywhere. And we're just going to spam an ender pearl any old place we want, and wherever. Well, you know, that was lame. That's going to move me like 30 blocks. Let's do it like this. Out. Okay, that's better. Wherever it lands, we'll stop, and that's where we'll say, my name is Golf House. This has been Mostly Harmless. We'll catch you next time.